Cambridge is geographically one community, but spiritually and financially it has a divide. On one side, we have Kendall Square, Harvard, MIT, and other organizations that lay claim to the booming growth of technology and innovation. On the other, the port community, with families who have been here for generations with diverse racial and socioeconomic backgrounds and very different concerns than the more recent residents settled here for employment and education. Audible has collaborated with the Loop Lab on a series of pieces about the port neighborhood. And in this piece, we focus on how Audible and its employees can learn more about the challenges facing the community from a small business. Lance Woodson is the owner of Headlines, a barber shop here in Cambridge. We took a few minutes to speak with him.
Hi, my name is Rahul Gade. I'm part of the Audible technology team. I'm sitting here with Lance, who runs a barber shop here in Cambridge. Welcome, Lance.
Thank you.
To this interview. What can you tell about yourself?
I can go as far back as to say as I'm a Cambridge native. Was born and raised. Went to high school, elementary school. Love the city. Love the city.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. Can you talk about your background, where you're from? I mean, you said you're from here, but originally, ethnically, are your parents from the same area or you migrated?
My mother grew up in a place down south, Mobile, Alabama. That's where the majority of my family came from. So my family moved up north and they settled in, and here I am, you know.
Well, I mean, living in this neighborhood, growing up in this neighborhood, have there been any struggles, specifically choosing the career that you have here?
Oh no, this profession that I chose is a profession that I loved. I used to hang in my godfather's barbershop in Boston. I used to watch people give haircuts, and that's when I started to take interest. And one time, you know, we were sitting there, you know, I think I'm about 8 years old, barbershop's packed. And I just started noticing that, you know, a lot of people from the neighborhood came to the barbershop. Everyone had interesting stories to tell. What went on last night, who threw a party, who was sleeping with who, you know, interesting stuff like that. But when I came to figure, it's a community. A barbershop is nothing but a community, and everybody can be themselves in a barbershop. There's no uptightness, no nothing, just feel free, kick back, relax. Barbershop is an escape, and, you know, realizing that at a young age, and then realizing that this is what you want to pursue, and then actually achieving it at an age that I am at right now is quite interesting. Quite interesting.
How long have you been cutting hairs?
Oh wow. I can say I picked up my first set of hair clippers in the 7th grade, and I just been cutting like forever. I can say I've been cutting for 20 plus years, but professionally I can say I've been cutting for about 10 years.
It's hundreds and thousands of haircuts.
Yeah.
It's great. So, I mean, profession is one thing. Opening your own shop is another thing.
Yeah.
What made you decide to open your own shop as opposed to working for someone else?
You know, I fight with that question every day because the bills is a little bit more now. So it's like, but it's like, if you love something, why work for someone if you can do it on your own? It's just all about having that strength, that confidence, just to take that step. And if you fail, you fail. And if you succeed, you succeed. But if you fail, it's a lesson learned. And if you succeed, it's still a lesson learned, you know? So it's just take a chance. Take a chance. That's what it's all about.
It's great. Did you get any training from business perspective? How to run a business, how to open a shop?
You learn that on a bump and go, you know? It's a crash course if you don't really understand the linguistics of business. But then again, if you do follow the program of business protocol from schooling and teaching it, it kind of varies from the real life experience of really actually opening the doors and running something yourself. There's some knowledge that you do obtain and use, but then there's some knowledge that the schools really don't teach. And basically part of that is how to communicate with the people that come in and out of your shop, and understanding that the environment changes, the demographic changes, stores open up, more barbershops open up, what do you do for competitiveness, stuff like that. So, you know, you pick that up on the fly as you go along.
So as a small business owner, what is it like running a business in a city like Cambridge?
Spiritually and mentally, it's rewarding. It's very rewarding. But like I said, the constant changes, the battle with the rent change and stuff like that, finding employment, keeping your business running, finding new ways to make your barbershop more invitable to the public so more people can come in. That's kind of a struggle on its own, as well as any business owner will, expect. But like I said in the beginning, I had a good, strong support team. So we're finding out. We're finding ways to make it work.
Earlier, you were joking around the Creole culture in the shop. Can you talk about that?
Oh
a bit
yeah,
more?
yeah. See, my staff is based in Creole. Asian, very good gentlemen. I love them to death. I'm glad they're on the board with the headlines. Unisex family. I myself, I'm not Creole. They are. They bring their own traditions to the shop, which I like. There's a heritage that I like about it. I like the closeness that they bring to the shop. Everyone speaks, everyone says hi. When you walk through the doors, we say hi. It's kind of like, why would you let someone walk through your doors and not speak to them? So I love it. It's like the place where you can have a disagreement and that's all it is just a disagreement. Everything's back to normal 10 minutes later. Love it. I love it.
Can you talk a little bit more about the community around here? Cultural differences and things like that. I would like to hear what this community looks like.
Well, the only difference now, from the changes that's been going on is just the comfortability of someone just being relaxed around you, because it's like you don't know no one. It's like you meet someone totally new and you don't know their family, and it's just like the getting to know you basis. It's like you can be out front of the barbershop, you'll say hi to a few people will say hi back, but then you'll say hi to someone who totally doesn't know you and they don't know what to do. You catch them off guard and they either say hi or they keep walking and they look back just to make sure, if they're okay. And that's when you got to reassure them, hey, how you doing? How's everything going? That's what we're trying to do, build a bridge of friendship.
It's great to know. How do you think this community, Hort community, fits into the larger Cambridge community?
Cambridge in itself is a very good community. Like I said, it has its ups and downs where it goes through changes. You have a lot more companies coming in, a lot of small business owners such as mom and pop restaurants or stores, they're closing down. They're making leeway for more greater expansion into the metropolitan type of lifestyle. So yeah, it does affect it as far as the closeness of the community. Once upon a time, if you did something bad, you would get chastised by everybody on your block. Now, since nobody knows you, no one says anything. So it's like, it's different now,
Certain changes like these happen wherein bigger companies take over certain areas and they push out some of these smaller mom and pop stores. It creates an effect. What do you feel the effect of the technology advantage on this community or small businesses, for example?
Well, for small business such as myself, as for the haircut scheme, that opens up bigger doors for us. The more people that come new to the community, if we can grab onto them, latch onto them, give them a good haircut, they'll be here. They'll come here for the haircuts because 9 times out of 10 people are moving in from out of state, don't know too much about the area. So we try to welcome them as much as we can possibly. But other than that, it's just demographic change. You're bringing in outsiders from a different community, which always changes the pot, So it's just, you got to be willing to change with the times, or if you don't change with the times, you're going to get left behind and nobody reads a paper newspaper no more, right?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned demographic changes, a lot of people coming into Cambridge from outside. Have they embraced this community? Have you seen them walking through these doors?
Absolutely, and we love it. We love it. And plus, it also gives us an insight of the world that we really never traveled to or been known to. It's a bridging gap, and that's why I always say that when you open up something such as a barbershop, you're building a relationship with your community, and this is how you get to know people. So if we can get right back to the essence of getting to know our community, whoever moves in, it really doesn't matter,
Can you talk about what kind of conversations happen around here?
Oh man, we have all types of conversations. We try to stay away from religion and politics, but that's hard right now nowadays with all the stuff going on. But we get the stories, we get talks of different ethnicities talk about their homeland, stories in their homeland, what goes on over there, and how things are different. And then you have the old school talking about how the young guys don't know anything too much. It's good time. It's good time. Fun. It's a place where this is a place where if you want to get a laugh or two, get things off your chest, this is the place to be. A place where you can have good conversation. You can meet up with your friend that you ain't seen in a long time, or bump into a family member you haven't seen in a long time, which I've seen before. I had a client who was getting his hair cut, and then all of a sudden his cousin walks in. He ain't seen his cousin like in 8 years. It's funny that how you just bump into each other in a barbershop. So it's just like the perfect meeting ground for anything,
What do you and the barbershop, help around with this community?
Oh man, we try our best, man. I mean, especially with struggling families who have children, especially if we see them, if you see someone and you see they're struggling, I always feel you should offer. Because people sometimes, their pride's so big that they won't ask, but if someone offers, it opens them up to more of a friendship thing. So, if you see a family struggling, the mom can get one kid a haircut but can't get the other kid a haircut, you just give them a haircut, Doesn't matter. No, we don't even ask for no money, It's just the fact that we're giving back somehow, some way is gratification enough, Or you see a guy who's homeless and, he comes to you and says, listen, I'm trying to get a job, but, this is how I look. It'll be our pleasure, free of charge, not an issue. That's what we're here for. Like I said, I try to provide a safe haven where people can feel comfortable, relax. Like say if you come, you leave your glasses, oh, I forgot my glasses. When you come back, your glasses are there. That always makes someone feel comfortable about being in a certain environment. And that's the environment that we as Headlines try to provide to the community.
We talked about how technology companies have set up shops here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a larger community now within Cambridge. Would love to hear your thoughts on what this larger community can learn from the originals from Cambridge, people like you who have roots here, your shop, your background, your culture. How can they pick things from you?
It's just basically understand that it's a meet and greet place. This is a place where if you want to find out what's going on in the area, where's a good place to eat, where's a good place to go have a drink. This is where you find that information from, the stuff that people talk about that outside of the barbershop people won't talk about, the stuff that you'll find out that you won't find out anywhere else. So it's a meeting hall. Come through. Let us know you're here. Let us know you're alive,
We are from Audible,
Yeah.
which is a technology company, and we are here as part of Audible's Activate Care culture, which is participating in the community, helping the community out.
Right.
So I'm sure we would definitely love to hear more from you and learn from you.
Absolutely. We'll be welcome for you to come through for the experience. Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right.
Wrap?
Great. Awesome. Good question.
That was great.
Thank you.
Love the experience.
The port community has a rich heritage and history. Changes are happening around them, and they are trying to fit in. Small businesses hope these changes will bring business to them and help the community thrive. Lots to learn from each other and embrace the cultural and economic differences.